I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is June 9th, Monday, 2025. Hope you had a good day and a good weekend. So maybe one of my last videos for the week soon, but I'm going to be going on vacation and be gone Friday the Friday the 13th, and then back like June 24th, something like that, and then before and after days. So but this is an example that I put, this is Thursday's video of last week, right? Yeah. And then showing that we would come, and I put this in the community tab, obviously, but possibly here at the 25% of the weekly bearish. I made the video up here while we were inside this bullish daily, but imbalance. But then we came down here, and then I thought maybe we would come maybe even down to here to get this guy before going up, but that's kind of deep. Coming up to here, coming down to here is pretty good because of this breakout guy right here, and so on. And take a look here, guys. Take a look. So we did this here, came down, all right, and then they gap down, and then pretty much getting into this guy right here, a little imbalance on this lot down candle, gapped up, only offering one side delivery, and then just consistently pushing up Asia, London, and then New York fizzled out here with a speaker. So high resistance day. It's the end of the week. They're saving it. They're not even trying to pull up here yet. They're dangling this carrot, but we're pretty much in this upper quadrant of the bearish. You can see it's quadded with these big levels. You already know, but you can see here dipping into this balance right here. This 8 o'clock on Friday a.m. right here. And dipping in, you can see the bodies respecting the daily bottom 25%. You can see it shown right there, right? You see that? And then the bodies are kind of getting closer over here. And that's kind of what we did today as we're pushing up. Again, obviously, it's the goal here today was taking out the previous high, which would be Friday. And then they left this and they dangled it. And now they're bringing it down to wipe out all the late buyers here in this push that and it might not happen. It doesn't have to, but if you were playing it smart as a good trader today, you would definitely take your profit out after this day high. You'll see me squeezing it out here doing that, but that's pretty much what it was here. And again, it's a high, so this is a high. That's a high or low, right? Even if speakered out, it doesn't matter. That's a high here. From that higher low to a higher high, and it didn't keep going, so it's retracing back in. Still a higher low, whatever it does here, unless it breaks, which we can get into because it's depending on what they do here. It's the seasonal tendency is going to be June. We generally see some consolidation in the first week, even second, but then it eventually does a sharp sell-off, and kind of looks like it might do it now. Who knows? I don't care either. But today's the 9th, so first 10 days they're playing around here, and then you see a sharp sell off for a day or two or three. So I think we got CPR this week on Wednesday. So before I do projections, I'll get into to keep this simple, and I have to. You'll see here. I know the 15-minute. I can't fit everything here, but pretty much at 9:30 here. You know, we have built liquidity right here with lower highs, right? You see that? So there's a high right there that's minor buy side here. Here you have sell side here. You have equal lows liquidity from obviously this time here to pre-New York, right? And then if you look closely on this, this is a classic buy day or a classic dump pump. That's how I treated it, and it was beautiful. So when the price is 9 here at 9:30, we have the opening gap today, obviously, and we're above and below it. And to show you where the price is now, that's another reason why the price could come back to it, but not getting that explosive move. They're really taking their time, but you can see a gap right here. See this little 1 minute gap between 656 and 657. No price action. I got a circle. I got a gap right there. And then 9:30 is here. I expect a dump. You get the pretty much 4 drives here, I think, right? No, yeah. we'll call it 3 drives. 1, 2, 3 drives. And the goal is to take out that liquidity. Let them do that, and then if you caught the sell, great. If not, that's a lower high here, another lower high here, and you're just 3 lower highs for straight sells coming down. In a dump and pump, you're gonna look for that leg, and then the leg up is buying. I'm gonna keep this simple just because of the fact that I'm gonna be leaving soon, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make videos the rest of this week, but I'm gonna show you this fire here. Obviously, you see, I highlighted it green here because of that liquidity. That's the narrative here, right? We have this little speaker here. You can see that the narrative also that the price is sitting on that daily imbalance on the 25% on the bottom. Look at the bodies there. Kind of the bodies right here, which is also using the top 25% of the bearish. See that? Line, can't miss that. So that's going to frame the narrative here. So, okay, liquidity here, 930 drops and does its damage. Okay, cool. What did it grab? The liquidity that's highlighted, okay? And then this is a breakout area. So before I wasn't able to, well, I'll show you this real quick so I can make sure I said it, but because I didn't do the video Friday, obviously. And then Thursday, I don't even think I did this for Thursday, but you can see well, I think I did it with the hour. Yeah, so I'll just go to the hour here. Right here with this candle right here, -3.5 to 4 right there. See that? So beautiful understanding there. And then I measured the bottom of the gap to this high. So you see this low swings up, lower high, and then gaps. So I just measured this whole thing. And then you can see 101.5 is sitting where the Friday's price action was. And we were kind of sitting that in some of it today. And the goal was to do what? Obviously extend up. But for me, smart move is to take it of the previous day's high, which would be Friday in this case. Let me show you this because it's fire. Now that we've made that understanding, I also have this projection right here. You see that right here? This little swing. We break above that and we pop right above. See that? I know it's hard to see this here because of the screenshot. I was trying to fit everything in, but maybe you'll see it here better, right? Yeah. Well, too much. See this right here? See this low and this high? So you notice how break of structure is this push out. Boom. See that candle? And it retraces back into it. See that? And then it bounces on top. You see that? Well, this right here is also a narrative because of it being bullish, and 930 is hunting that easy fucking buy, right? So this is at 3:15 in London, right? And but see that. So notice how when they drop down, they don't take out that guy. See real close. See that? See that right there? See how they raid that? I'm looking for a raid. The model, the setup. What is the setup? Obviously, it's building liquidity, rushing for liquidity here. You can see that. These two guys were what I was caring about, because see this high, there's also a breakout level, right? So they're just testing back this area for the motherfuckers that are still holding. So they came down. With that, you also have you had a nice divergence, and I left it this way because so you can see that it kept coming down and we kept going up. So higher lows here with S&P and Dow. No, I'm sorry, Nas, and then Dow had a divergence already. So if you look at the bottom of this 935 candle, and we were down here, it was very clear that Dow was down here. This was also signaling, sorry, for me to take the buy, right? And as you can see, if I was to do it like this, you'll still see that they were still doing it, but I was already in the idea, right? So let's go back to this. So now that you understand what I just explained, I mean, I pretty much explained everything I need to there. And then I got it projected. You see 101.5 right here, and then 2 to 2.5 here. And then there's 3.5 to 4 here. All right, now that I said that, well, I got the green line here. We already rated that. Now it's a different color. It's a lighter green. What's the next objective? The top side. Why? Because we're bullish. That's the main normal flow of not trying to be too smart. But got the flow right there with the green, and then you can see the first imbalances right there. We come back above. I'm already in it. So what I do is I see the drives and I understand that what I just explained here, right? So we're on the top side of this 25%. That's the midnight level there. Now, you're like, well, how did you trust it not hitting these levels down here? I don't know if it's going to hit it or not, but I do know that they're ready to roll and that we're bullish and that we just rated liquidity. So in general speaking, price action is also always king too, right? It's not just algorithmic levels, just general speaking price action, right? So that being said, I have a clear identified target as well. And what is that? Well, I have minor liquidity here, and then I have the daily here that you can see that I'm reaching for. You see the level up here? That's the daily. That's that Friday high. And then I got the previous week's high, which previous week's high, yeah, last week, which would be Thursday's high. But I got the gap. I got the 3.5 to 4, and so now that you understand what I'm doing here, I see the drives here. Even when this tags in, I take the shot. Right, we push up. Is it going to be another leg? Could be. All right, it does. Take a loss. But the loss was already in break even because it's already pushing up. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about taking a loss here because of the fact that I understand what I'm doing, where I'm at, and experience. And it's okay to have a loss. You know, in my early days trading, I couldn't even push the button because I was afraid to be wrong. Like even just take one loss. I went through like a month. 2 months, just couldn't even push the fucking button. Just to give you a logic. I'm not worried about this type of thing. But take a look. First imbalance there. And then this candle pushes up, retraces and tags that low that it swept that I have on the green line. Okay, cool. If my trade's going to work here, this needs to push up. But I'm already in. So it tags it. It's gone. Gets to the first imbalance here. And then you see it not a body inside, but then this next candle wicks below any momentum guy, and then it pushes up again. Now we're clearly above it. Momentum, we have clear targets and we're ready to go, and it's early. So that being the case, we got our dump. Where's our pump? I'm looking for that pump. It's just a new higher high is what I'm trying to do, but I don't need to be right, and especially on a fickle day like today with all the different news going on. This is pertaining to the price action where it's not in a rush to get anywhere here, but this close buy side liquidity. So anyways, clear doesn't come back in. You see you have this imbalance with the gap. We're tagging in upper quadrant, upper half, and then you see bodies here, and then we break this swing high right here. I got it measured here to here, very clear. Not using the candles, just or the bodies. I'm sorry, just using the swing. And then I got a 1 and 1.5 here. I got a 2 to 2.5 here, and then there's that 3, like I already mentioned. So that is in. So this is on the 1 minute, and then over here on the 15 minute, that's over there. I got 2 different projections. You just can't see this 1 minute on the 15 minute. I do that because it's just sucks up all the candles. You can't see shit. But anyways, that's an entry right there as well. We push up again, we clear this, but we don't take this guy out. So then we get a nice retrace. Okay, yes, it goes outside this imbalance, but the middle candle, if you had a stop loss here, that's your preferable place. You don't want it to take that, but the problem with that is too tight. And then it's really going to get into this down candle. I didn't draw it, but it's right there. See this down candle? So we tap that, and this is the bottom of that balance. See this blue one? This is the low of it. So the real stop loss should be here, or in my case, I like to have it. There's the 50% of the daily bearish imbalance in the darker pink. There's that level too. So we're bouncing on that, and this is confluence. My stop loss would have been probably here, and then 50% of that body and that candle, and then because you want to allow them to touch that open. And then, might have bought it again, but I was still already in. So anyways, we push up, strong candle. We come back down. We are accumulating orders here and for the buy. And then nice wick, no bodies here anymore. Tagging little small opening range gap in this yellow or orange, I'm sorry. And then also signifying strength where there's no bodies here. And it's just wicks and then boom, shoots up, right? Notice this gap. Notice my target. What's my target? It's definitely this minimum here. I'm going for this high. After that, well, I have the the -2 to 2.5 right there. That's why I'm circling it from there to there. I want to come in here. What's also right here? That's that top 25% bearish daily imbalance. Okay, so I'm aware of that, right? So the price starts coming in. All right, I'm tagging. I do a very great job of squeezing the stop loss. Okay, I allow each candle. Notice each candle is just straight bullish candles. Lows of the 1 minute candles get protected. Then we get into this bullish candle. We first of all, we get right to we blow through, and then we get to the 25%. See that? And then boom, it pushes up, gets right to the 2. Right? I'm trailing it, but now I have an imbalance here. And you have to allow for it to retrace. So what do? I let the candle retrace back in. I want it to stay so I'm trailing the stop loss, right? But I want it to stay above this 50% of this balance. You have to include the gaps, and sure enough, it's top quadrant, right? So beautiful. So I let it run again. So I'm pushing the stop loss again. Here's another imbalance. Here's a down candle as well. I let it come up here and retrace. Now I'm in the 2 to 2.5. I'm not looking for a sell because of what? We have the previous day's high, right? So I'm flowing with that, and I'm going to be done because Mondays are the most exhausting day to start trading with for me personally. And Fridays sometimes, but what's it called? I have to allow it to jump in. It dumps right in. You see that? Can't miss that. And then it pushes up. Boom. And I'm trailing these higher lows. And then I get stopped out, squeezed out. That's what I was looking for. Didn't need to hit this. What's above this green line, which is the high of Friday, which is now the weekly bearish high imbalance. All right. And what's underneath that is the gap. The same levels here. I've had these levels on for a very long time, and I've been calling the market for a very long time, actually, and pretty accurate in my opinion. So I can't wait for this vacation, bro. But anyways, it's pushing up here, and then I'm getting out. So why am I squeezing this out? Because I don't need to be right. I need to take that profit. I ain't letting shit come back on me, period. All right. So I get stopped out. What do? I've been showing you the buys that these last minute, not last minute, but these last level buys. Why? Because the narrative and the target has not, and the objective has not been met. And what is that? You see me get stopped out right here. I put the stop loss right there. What does it do? Digs in. Now I actually have this one of these down candles highlighted in blue. But we tag it right there. We pop up. I even take this little snipe. I take it. It pushes up, and I'm in this imbalance, but I know it can retrace more. And sure enough, what does it do? It comes back down. So it takes me out. I'm already in a break-even situation, not worried about it. Why? I'm looking for perfection. In this situation, I know I'm trying to still reach that target. But at the same speaking, the bias is still, and the order flow is still in play. So we got this, that we had that imbalance. What did they do? They came in and they tagged it at the 50, right? You can see that. Well, even below the 50, I'm sorry. But then the next one even tags that little 50 right there of this blue imbalance. But the down candle that I have in blue, the low is here. Notice how we don't take that low out. You see that? Notice how we don't take that low out. That's how I enter here. Now we're inside. We tag that. And what am I trying to do? I'm looking for a scalp. This is a scalp to me. It's like 30 points, sometimes even to 50. But 30 points is a good scalp, right? For me generally. But to reach what? That final target. Boom, we push up, and then we push up again, and I'm taking the picture laying on that weekly bearish high, right? I was trying to squeeze it up here, but I needed to take the picture, and then so I could be done. Again, it's a scalp. Took care of my little losses and some, and then beautiful. Guess what? It's 10:30. I'm done. I got time involved. Could reverse. Not worried about it. And guess what it does? I mean, like I said, you can't make this up. All right. So I'm telling you the narrative yesterday. Did I wait and hold it? Did I wait and hold my buy all the way up here? No, I didn't do that. Right. And I said in the description of the community post, I said that next objective would to be come up here. Is that not on this screen? Oh yeah. Next objective would be to come here as a weekly objective, not all done today. So what did I do? Even obviously the best buys are of the weekly bullish candle are going to be below the gap or the open, right? So we're buying underneath here as we're trying to see if it's going to be a bullish weak candle. I was going to say something too, man. Damn. 50% of this wick right here, this June 3rd, look at that. That's when we came down here. I don't have that drawn, but it's very close to this 25%, by the way. I'm just a little extra tidbit for you, but we're also in these last two down candles. So, it's pretty much touching this open here. And then we pushed up I'm still talking about Friday or whatever. But, and then also today, we dipped into the down candle here of this June 5th, Thursday. So remember, we're above it, and then we came in and we tagged it here, which is nice. I don't have that level drawn or anything, but I'm just talking freely with you. But anyways, best buys are obviously underneath this level. We just swept the bottom of it. Now take a look. You see me get stopped out right here, bro. Right here. All right. What does it do? It reverses. Fucking reverses. Let me push this back. Reverses right there. Guess what? If I was trying to hold that still, I'd be pissed. Look at where the price is now, right? So that's the smart, experienced trade and logic that you are witnessing here. I mean, I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just being straight out. We're not here for fucking fun. But at the same time, we are. But anyways, notice how when we sold from here, we came right to where? The 25% again. We push up. Squeeze everybody selling here. Their intention is to have a couple drives. So they came back down and they're getting into where? Where? Oh, well, that gap right here that I told you about earlier in the video. Very close to it, right? Almost. And then this is a breakout level. See, when the guy's buying here, he's buying. He's buying. Okay, if he doesn't know it's buying yet and he thinks it's selling here, all right, where do you know that it's selling? Where do you really know that it's selling? I mean, that it's buying right here, because this could have came up and then sold down. So here they're like, oh, I don't know, it could sell still. Oh, boom! This candle 1008 pops up above that. It shouldn't be here if it's selling. And then look at the 1009, straight push up. Look what the price. Look where it came to. Not coincidence. 50% of that range. Very logical mean reversion. Wow. You didn't get to keep pushing up. What if I was still holding? I didn't care. So you take the profit. All right. Smart move. What does it do? 3 drives there. Plays around. Dancing around that 25%. You can see it, buddy. You can see it. All right. Accumulating orders. Pushes up. Where'd it go? Same level. If you had nothing on this chart, you would never know that it's tagging this 25, the high of this bearish weekly. It's a weekly level. All the stuff I'm talking about here are daily and weekly levels. That's why, and you're not like in a situation where just because it touched it means you buy it, even though that was a nice buy here. But you have to use your context and narrative and but anyways, you can see it here. Boom, taps right there, comes back. Breakout level right here from some buyers. Now it's fucking around. This is why I don't want to play around with any more of the day. If that makes now more sense. Okay, so we play around here. We never make a high. Whoever's holding the bag is pissed off because they're really trying to take out that high. And all they've done is made higher lows here. And then boom, breaks. You get the first imbalance of the PM session. We were above it. We bounced. We're below it. Above it. Now this was shady here. But you did have the 315 and 345 macro, and then that's pretty much playing around here. But look how you'll see it being used. Yes, again, just because it goes above it here, you can't push buy. You can, but take the profit if it fucking takes out a previous high, and that's a scalp. It doesn't mean it's gonna work. You have to have time involved. And you say, what about this 250 here and this and that? Well, listen, they didn't make it easy for you. They made a high here, in which I took it out, and then they came down for drives down. So they're slowly trying to get to these guys who bought here, right? Because right here, back to this, when we switched above and we made a higher low, it's a higher low in here, all right? I made a new high and a new higher low, and then people are now saying, oh yeah, this is buying. So they came and wiped some of them out, right? Very logical. But here, take a look at this fire. When you see this, you'll see it work. You just got to be patient with another macro that's included. And even if you didn't have it, you can see that, this is this from here to push down and pop back up is a lower low and a lower high, right? So if it's bullish, it would definitely would have just kept going. But as a trade or a model in this situation, this last up candle with this imbalance right here, you can see us rushing right to it. Ooh, what time is it? 3:50. Market on close. So that model right there is what? Well, it tags in beautifully. Look at the high, and then it's hunting what? The liquidity. I was calling this live while I was chilling, but where? Right here, buddy. And where are we? Right back to where we started as far as the weekly opening goes, right? See that shit? Obviously, motherfuckers is trailing their stop too, and this is why we're here. But the logic from there to come down and raid liquidity here is very high probability with this price action, right? And then logic of the fucking opening week gap. And in general speaking, yeah, you're eager for it to rush through, but there goes your pullback. Right there, and it's still order flow up, but you have to also be able to manage. All right, did I beat a dead horse here? What time is it? 26 minutes. Yeah, and there was something else I wanted to say too. Shit, I gotta remember. See if I can remember here. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Between this 25%, I didn't drag it out. I'm sorry. Should I have dragged it out more? You can see it, right? Oh, I didn't. Excuse me 1 second. Excuse me. I'm just gonna do that because I didn't. Okay. Anyways, the high of the week, of the weekly bearish, is here, and then the 25% is right there. Where's 50% of that? I don't have it marked on the chart, but it's just an event horizon where we understand that there's two levels in between each other, or I'm sorry, price can be in between two higher time frame levels, and then this again, it's just a mean reversion, but it's not a coincidence that if I was to do a fib here from this 25% that I mentioned to the high, that you'll see us boom right there, right? Again, I didn't put on this low or this high. I put it between these areas here, and that's what this logic is. So and it is also a beautiful buy here to come up what? Well, to get into as much as you can, and that would have been a nice trade here too. But okay, so very close to that 3.5 to 4 here. Oh, look at this, boom, real close. I mean, points away right there. And then you get the 3.5 to 4 over here, which we never hit. But the point is the previous day's high to take that. So I'm gonna delete this because I don't like all these lines. I do it because I'm doing it to be very specific and draw it so you can see it. I don't like it on my chart. But and then this model, like I said, time is involved. 350, boom, rushes for liquidity, boom, done. I mean, this right here, you can wait all day for that trade. Okay, being a dead horse. Dollar decides to keep playing around. It's gonna be very interesting what they do, dude. I mean, because to be honest with you, dollar should have already been coming up. You should be seeing an explosive move. Obviously, we have CPI, so we're gonna see an explosive move, and everything generally. I mean, what would I like to see? Well, I don't care what I'd like to see, to be honest with you, but it looks very heavy. Looks like the end of the dollar even, but not really. I'm just talking shit. But maybe they want to do another raid and come down. That'll give us a nice push up. Well, you see this high right here, and you see this liquidity that we bounced right on top of it. Very clear. Notice how we didn't hit that here in dollar. You can see that, right? You don't need to see everything. Either it's gonna buy from up here or it's gonna come below and buy, maybe, right? So we'll see. But That's dollar. And then I've already mentioned this. And then what? I was gonna say something else. So we swept that, and S&P swept that, and Dow never swept that. Still looks kind of bullish. But unless, we're going to have a surprise and, this is like, we do keep coming down. I don't know. I'm going to get into their projection in a second. Again, really fickle. And you know what's funny? I swear my mother, every time I leave on a vacation, and they're long, especially this one coming is going to be very long, and I'm not going to have internet. So I'm not going to even be able to, I'm not going to even be able to look at the market, and it's a good thing to detach yourself from the market, but I don't kind of like it that long. I mean, I feel like it's, brushing my teeth every day or going to the gym. It's like I at least leave 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to have internet. When I stop in certain places in Alaska or on this, wherever I'm going, I might be able to get some internet there. So it'll be like, literally like 3 days out of the whole time, or 4 days, maybe max. I don't know. And I'm enjoying my time, so I don't think I'll take a look at the market, but I'll probably just, retrain myself during the time with screenshots of my trades and just sharpen the edge. This whole drop down up. But okay, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh yeah, I left here in my last trip, if you guys recall, right here. At February 18 is when I had the trip, and I came back, and I said it would be alarming if this never bought back up. Remember that over here? And we did not, and we ended up coming down, and it was kind of wild that every time I leave, something happens. Watch this. I'm gonna leave now, and then this thing's gonna sink to hell. So what was I gonna say? If you take a look here real quick, that you can see Dow again slowly moving up. It still looks bullish though. And then they don't have a body in this on that weekly whatever gap. I already got it drawn there. Still slowly drawn. As you see, it looks like it just still suspecting, and CPI can really drop hard. Same story with that, man. Look at that's difficult, man. And that's why today would have been difficult, but I kept it simple and I took profit and I ran. So it's just experience. But I'm expecting a big push up. But again, if we get that big sell off, then I'm going to expect that to happen like soon. It has to be like, has to keep coming Asia, London, and then tomorrow we sell off is a bearish day, and then what's it called? We come again with CPI and it pushes down. So these are my options here real quick. Before I do, let me just tell you. And then Nvidia, it was looking real strong, but everybody is kind of like just kind of pulling up and pulling back in. It's becoming high resistance. But if we were to follow seasonal tendencies in our history and data, then depending on what year, the 5, 10, or 15 year, everybody shows us selling off right now, like literally right now. And then let me just to talk about this. There's no again, I don't expect it to come down here. But if it does, I would like to see it like within the next 5 trading days, but there's no price action here. It's literally empty. So, if you were asking me and I was to look at everything and the CPI and all this bullshit, let me just squinch this out. Fuck, I don't even see that happening, man. Again, it'd have to be a really big day, but a pullback, come to this 50 right here and push up for buying, and that'll go all the way to the 20th. So just pushing up, right? So there's this, and then if we have a big sell-off, then, if it comes lower, it might not even come here again. But if it did, here would make sense. And then, or maybe sweep this liquidity here. I mean, if you look at the higher time frame, it does show like us coming down into like, let's just say, yeah, somewhere in here, man. Maybe they'll just grab this guy. Again, I don't know, and I don't care. But the 5 year shows that it just pushes off straight after a dip back. So just give me a second while I do this live. And then yeah, and then the 30-year, everybody shows selling off right now. So unless they want to wait for CPI to consistently do it, I mean, if I was them, I would just do it now. Just Asia, London, just come down, have a bearish day, then Wednesday come in and fucking roll up. But it's gonna be very interesting. So I would be very careful too. But this is the normal flow that we are looking at now. Again, maybe not. It might not be too deep, man. I'm just talking. And then we want to buy this all the way till the 20th, and then another pullback, and then another pushback up into July. So again, I'm just going to talk about this week right here. So again, I just would like for it to just buy up now and then not really sell off, but seasonal data shows that. So as far as being bearish goes, and let's just say this is like the rug that they pull, I wouldn't want to see it come any lower. I would just really want to, not higher. And I would really just like to see it sell off from here. Maybe CPI pops up and raids and then sells off. That is also very possible too. Again, I don't care. And I'm generally speaking bullish right now still. And I made a long video, and I'm sorry. But I don't know if I'm going to make any more. Maybe make one tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday. I don't know. But definitely will not be making any more after that until a couple weeks. So, am I missing something? Yeah, it's summertime, man. People are trying to go on vacations and chill. And we had a holiday too. So today, not a holiday, not American holiday, but we had Europe and some other, a couple places just have bank holidays today. So the ranges were, I wasn't expecting to be explosive or whatever. 100 points, best case scenario, 50 to 40 to 80 points, 40 to 70 points, moves up and down here. This one was a nice one, 874. And as you can see here, not even 70 points. Well, it is 70 points. But that's the range I'm talking about. Okay, I'm beating a dead horse. But again, I think we're still bullish here. So again, CPI, it's going to be a little fickle maybe tomorrow, trying to set up price, and not in the market right now. So what else? I think your best trading is going to happen after CPI, really. But every day, same shit, man. I mean, where's your model? What do you look for? Where's your entry? Higher time frames. What is the logic? Simple. Keep it simple. I'm not saying this is trading is easy and I'm making it easy and I'm amazing or anything. I'm just saying that, like, you do see the same shit every day. If you have patience and you fucking wait for an upset or something in order flow, and you keep it that simple, and you add these times in the picture. Again, this is 10:30, right? Almost 10:30. So got out. It retraced the whole time all the way into London close, and then lunch, speakered out a little bit here, and then fucking continued. You know what I mean? And that's your best case scenario right there. And then they pulled it back. So all right, I hope this helps. You guys take care. God bless.